You know, the best thing about living in Polk County, it's the fact that we're a caring community. There are people that are making a difference in this Polk County community, and always giving back to the community that we work, live, and play in. And one such individual, her name just comes up all the time, and she always joins us, and she's got a brand new nonprofit that she's getting ready to launch. And here to tell us a little bit about it is Jane Thomas. Jane,
hello.
How you doing today?
I'm good, thanks.
Yeah, and you brought somebody else in with us, got a brand new partner in crime. It's Julie Revelle. Julie, how you doing today?
Great.
All right. Going to talk a little bit about this. What exactly are we here? You've got a brand new product you're getting ready to roll out. What is it?
We do, and it's Doors to Change, and it's with the number 2 because it's kind of like rebuilding hope and establishing beauty in communities that just need a little bit of a push. Doors to Change began with the Eloise EVAC project that we've been working on now, and it was the engagement component. And the idea was really to go out and do sort of a house painting party, if you will, and engage the community. And what we found in the community that we were working in was that the need was much greater than painting houses. And so we spent 1 year going into homes in the Eloise community. That's the first community that we're working in. And so we were going into homes and we were establishing what were the needs to bring the home to safety. And that's how we began. So in January of 2012, we painted our first house and literally went into the first home and fell through the floor and went, whoa, paint is not the answer to this. Let's figure this out. And that's how Doors to Change began. And then 1 year later, we found that there's a great enough need to bring homes to safety and to educate communities about how to take care of your house. About life skills, about bringing great things into neighborhoods that maybe they've not experienced before, and by way of working through their homes, giving them the education and the tools that they need, sort of rebuilding hope and rebuilding lives in that way. So that's what Doors to Change is and sort of how we started.
And Julie, how do you fit in this with a background from the Sheriff's Office and of course a legal background? How do you fit into this?
Well, if you don't know Jane, one thing I can tell you is she ropes you in.
No. It's voluntold.
Oh, voluntold. Yes, I have heard that. I have heard that same. In fact, I think I was told I was volunteering. No, just a heart for seeing the change in not just people's lives, but communities. And we both have a passion about that. We both are somewhat driven when it comes to that. And it's just a great opportunity. I mean, who wouldn't want to restore hope right where we live? We don't have to go anywhere. It's right here. We can do it right here.
Making a difference in your own backyard.
Yeah.
How do people become a part of this? What do you have that the community can help you out with, or what can we do for you?
You know, we need volunteers, and of course there's funding that's required to do some of the work that we do. So literally, like any nonprofit organization, we're out fundraising, we're constantly, there's not a greater resource on this planet than a volunteer. True enough, I have to go find money for things we do, but I cannot in money duplicate what a volunteer can do. So volunteers are our #1 concern, is getting volunteers who understand construction, who if all they can do is paint a house, want to paint a house. Maybe they can go and pick up supplies that we need for our work days, those kind of things. So volunteers are our #1 resource right now that we're looking for.
And Julie, if people are interested in either donating of their resources or their efforts, or can help out one way or the other, how do they go about doing as such?
Well, we do have a website, doors2change.com. All our contact information is on there. Really, church groups, businesses, people that are interested in coming together as a group and, make it something where you're working together. I mean, I know a lot of corporate people, their mindset is teamwork. This is a great way for businesses to come together. Bring your team to us. Let us work out the logistics that need to take place to put you to work. Is really what we're looking for.
Absolutely.
Church groups, I mean, we'll take anybody. If you're able to walk and stand and move your arms, we want you.
talk about the importance of investing in your community. And you know, all our lives we've heard that it takes the village to raise the children, but you guys took it one step further with it takes the village to save a community. Talk about the importance.
You know, we have pockets, just as any area does within our Polk County, that really need help. And it does take those who are a little more fortunate stepping in and realizing that, listen, we have a region where we can give back, and it's a 5-minute drive away. It's so easy to drive past the things in our community that need significant help on our way to the next meeting or on our way to the next whatever we're doing. It's easy to forget those things where we can see on TV a flash of something that's really important in maybe another country, and it catches our attention. You know, it really does take a community to save a village in Polk County. And it's not just that, you know, we're working in Eloise right now, Doors to Change. We have another program that we've partnered up with in Guatemala. So we're not just here, now we're in Guatemala. We will be going to Costa Rica in a couple of years. But in Polk County, Doors to Change significantly matters to those little pockets that we conveniently drive past without thinking about them, only because they're a part of our everyday drive. I don't turn down Snively Avenue from Winter Haven to Bartow. That's not my route, but it's there. And the people who live there know that it's there. And so it takes us stopping for a moment as a community and taking that drive down that street that we wouldn't normally drive down and estimating what we have that could be of benefit. Every person has something that they can give back. It's not always money. It may not even be volunteering. It may be networking. It may be opening a door for somebody from an organization to come in and speak at your Rotary Club or your Kiwanis Club. You have the opportunity as a community to save the villages, and that's what we're working toward. And
the cool thing about it is you started off with one of the warehouses in that community that it really, when you drove by it, it was just a warehouse, and it just looked like it was a warehouse in an industrial area. But the cool thing about it is right across the street from that warehouse is an elementary school, and those kids drive by on their way to school every day, and they see it no longer as a warehouse. They see it as a message, and in order to get whatever message they might want to get out, they see it as inspiration to follow their dreams as an artist, and you dabble in that too, of course, with EVAC and everything, and talk about the importance of you know, of doing that in that community.
Well, you know, I don't think that we could have known. I can certainly say, as a program developer in our region for over 20 years, I could have never known the impact that we would have had in that region by painting a factory. You know, the idea was to paint beauty into a region that really needed some hope. They needed to know that it was real. You know, how often do I hear, and I can't tell you the number of times I hear, well, they promised they would do that, but they never actually did it. You know, oh, you've told me that that would happen before. We've heard that, you know, that group came in or that group came in and then they left. It's hard work to change a community. It's not easy stuff, you know. I am constantly beating sort of the drum for commissioners and leaders and to say, these guys are trying to improve community, but when you get grassroots, that's even a different kind of challenge. You know, that building was exciting. It's still exciting. We still have people drive over from St. Pete, people who fly in to visit friends in Orlando that drive over because they saw it online, because it's such a unique building and a unique marketing perspective for changing lives and changing just the view of hope in somebody's life. But I think the coolest thing about that building was the education that it gave to me and my team as programmers. You know, it's easy to say, man, I'm going to go out and change the world. It's a different thing when you put your tennis shoes on and you start walking down streets and they don't understand. That building's really cool, but why'd you do that? You know, and then you start the education process, and then you find out, and that is how you find out. That's how we found out that we needed Doors to Change, was, man, I wish I could get my house painted. Oh, you know what? We need to engage our community. We need to know what they want us to do. Let's engage our community. So The building's been amazing. You know, I'm well known in the community as being an arts incubator. That's what I do, is promote the arts. Doors to Change is a passion for me because I realize that painting can't even happen for some people because what they're trying to do is figure out how to pay light bills and make sure their water's running, or they're trying to get a wheelchair ramp repaired. We had one person, actually not in the Eloise community, in another community where Doors to Change was helping, that their wheelchair ramp was broken. It had been broken for 3 years, so rather than the elderly lady leaving, she just sent people out. So for 3 years, she was in her house. You don't think about those things in our county. You don't think about those things at home, but those are real things, and those are things. And they stop lives. And so repairing a wheelchair ramp not only enabled her to get outside, it enabled her to start living again. That's the idea. Enable somebody to take the next step to whatever the greatness is that's in their life. You
talked about the volunteers, you talked a little bit about the community, and you even talked about the sponsors, but one thing that is really important are our community leaders, our county commissioners, our city commissioners, and of course the county commission being behind you.
Absolutely. There's not a greater blessing, and I don't mind saying that on PGTV, than having the support of your county representatives, because there's only so much you can do boots on the ground. You absolutely have to have elected officials to get behind your project. And from the community standpoint in that, let me tell you that they don't get behind every project. They don't get behind everything that comes to the door. It has to be of significant value and impacting lives and quality of life. And then that's when they get involved and endorse it. You know, when we presented EVAC, and I just want to reiterate that Doors to Change began as a part of that. Now today it's its own nonprofit because it needs to be, and we need to be able to go out all over the county, and that was the purpose of establishing a nonprofit. But when we began EVAC in that process, that would have never happened without elected officials. Would just have never happened.
Julia, with what little time we have left, what I want you to do is inspire those at home, those that may be watching, to become a part of this grassroots movement, whether it be by volunteering, whether it be by giving, or if there's somebody out there with sponsorship capabilities, inspire those at home to become a part of what you guys are.
Wow.
Put the pressure on you, didn't I?
Yeah, you sure did put the pressure on me. All I can say is, who doesn't have the time to give back? We should be willing, it should be just part of who we are to give back to our community. And as far as sponsorship, again, I'll refer to the website, Doors to Change with the number 2.com. Anything you want to know about us, you can find there. You can contact either one of us through that website. There's phone numbers, so there's no excuse that you can't find us, because we're there. And you know, I would just encourage you, if you have any concerns whatsoever that this isn't going to go 100% to the people that need it, it will happen. We can give you that guarantee that your money, if you want to give money or sponsor us in any way, that's going to be used through Doors to change lives and bring hope back to communities that, you know, sometimes they're left with no hope. And for me, how do you wake up every morning without hope? So if we can bring a little bit of that back into that community, it can change the whole Winter Haven area. I'm a firm believer of that. And one way it changes Winter Haven is those of us that can and have the resources get involved and make a difference.
Of course, Jane Waters Thomas, the Executive Director, and Julie Revelle, the Director of Development for Doors to Change. Ladies, I thank you for coming in and sharing your stories and sharing your time, and look forward to having you guys share success stories with us in the future.
That'd be great.
Absolutely. Thank you very much.
You are always welcome on Polk Place.
I appreciate you guys.
And you two at home, you're welcome to join in on this this wonderful nonprofit that's giving back to the community that we live in. Doors to Change. It's a program that enables citizens, businesses, churches, clubs, and organizations to lend a helping hand to low-income, elderly, and single-parent homes. They target at-risk regions and partner with many governments, nonprofits, and for-profit agencies to paint out poverty, bring homes to safety, and restore hope. How can you get involved? It's as simple as looking them up on the web at www.doors2change.com or give them a call at 863-272-2258.